Stocking stuffers are the icing on the cake when it comes to gifts during the holidays.
But one traditional stuffer could create high-risk behaviors for youth. Sierra Whaley explains.
The holidays have arrived and shopping for gifts is in full force. As we fill those stockings this holiday season, there's something that may surprise you.
It was a big surprise to me the first time that I found out that research has shown that gifting youth with lottery products such as scratch tickets can actually be a risk factor for developing a gambling problem.
A harmless tradition that's known to many could potentially expose youth to high-risk behaviors. That's supported by multiple studies from the National Council on Problem Gambling. But why?
It's partially because their brain isn't fully developed yet.
The Maine Integrated Youth Health Survey is done to analyze the well-being of middle and high school students in the state. Manson says the latest data from 2021 revealed a few facts for Mainers to keep in mind.
2.2% of Maine students ages 14 to 18 report that they have a problem with gambling. And that problem isn't just financial. Gambling problems cause trouble in family life, with their friends, with their schoolwork.
Because of this research, experts came together to form a solution.
The National Council on Problem Gambling started this campaign called the Annual Gift Responsibly Campaign. And it's not an anti-gambling campaign, it's not an anti-lottery campaign. As a matter of fact, all of the lotteries in the United States will be participating this year in helping to spread the word to the public that lottery products for youth are not appropriate gifts.
If you're shocked by this, you're not the only one. Manson says the campaign is not pro or anti-gambling. It's to educate communities to keep everyone healthy, whether it's during the holiday season or not.
It's such a common thing, and it seems so harmless. It just seems like harmless fun. It's really easy to think of better gifts for kids than lottery tickets.
Sierra Whaley, WABI TV 5 News, Bangor.